In this next video, we are going to cover the podcasts. So you can see here a few of them listed out on the site. As with any of the others, if you need to go add a new one, go ahead and come to the back end of the site and come right here to podcasts, and then you can click on add new. Or if you want to edit one of these, you can click into that to edit it. You can also look at the post on the front end and then go ahead and click edit podcast here in order to edit that specific one so that you don't have to find it in the list here on the back end. These have been done a couple of different ways on the original site, so we tried to give you some flexibility on how it's done on the new site. You can see here that this one is done with a they pretty much all have the Vimeo player embed here, but then in some of them you use the podcast player like this one does, which has this nice appearance here that matches. And on some of the others, you use this Sonics, transcript code instead. It's not that very difficult to do it either way. Here is the first one. So as with many of the others, you start with the title. If you want to put in some text here so that it shows up between the video and the player, we've got this description area right here. So it seems like most of the time you use that for just like an overview timestamp of where the subjects change. So that's where you would put that in. The featured video, that's the link right here. That's what makes the video show up right here. Then we've got the text down below. So that's where here, in this case, you've got this Sonics player embed. So that's where you would put all of this in, and that's what creates this situation here. These subscribe buttons automatically show up here. You don't have to do anything to get those to show up. The only difference on this one is that instead of putting that in the Sonics embed area here, you use this podcast player and you put that right in here. And that's what gets this to show up as well. Down here we have this post excerpt, and as you've seen on some of the others, that's what gets this excerpt text to show up here. On several of them you didn't really have that, but where you did have it, we have put it in so that it shows up here, and there's a little bit of a description as to what that post is about. As with any of these, you really can just, obviously, maybe not obviously, if that order doesn't make sense to you, you can drag and drop these items so that they show up in a different order, a way that makes sense to you. If that's easier for you, you can change where that shows up. I think that should cover it. Thanks so much.